Okay, sorry for the interruption. What we have going on here in May, right, moving forward, a lot of things are, it's almost like a lot of things are becoming clear to you. What I mean by that is your thinking has changed, your approach has changed, the way you identify with the downloads that you've experienced around who you are, where you start, where you end, and another person begins, right? Like Taurus has been very focused on everybody else's needs. It's shifting now. Is it just the solar return and that the focus is on you? It helps, but there's something deeper here going on around the tectonic plates underneath your life are shifting to literally move. You're moving, you're changing, you're moving. And even though we can say that always, right, it's different here because you are disengaging yourself from false identifications of yourself. The pain you're realizing, like in all of this thinking, you're realizing that in the past, right, you came from a different vibration. You didn't know everything you know today. Therefore, the pain and also your desire for certain things was born out of a different place. Can you say that you are still desiring? It's not, I feel like your desires aren't changing, but the way that you are assessing yourself, assessing your own self-worth, your own confidence, etc., is changing because you're realizing that those old hurts were born out of a different Taurus. This other Taurus is now coming into greater focus, and it is your vision too. Like if you want a piece of advice, stay in your visionary state. Stay with your vision and judge yourself only by the vision of how you compare to the future you, by what you are manifesting. There is that thing of like, we're never done. We're always going to manifest more. True, but more now, I feel like than ever, it's important for you to really, really turn off any of the small voices and really stop playing on the old harp of old pain and old issues that you've had with friends and family and job stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you wake up and that thing comes into your mind about how your friend betrayed you a year ago but you still love her and all this stuff, right? Like that replay, the PTSD, the replay. Now, that replay isn't accurate anymore. It's not of you. It's not of you. Your worth is changing. Okay, cool. Your worth is changing. Let's keep moving. Also, in terms of career and things like that. Okay, wonderful. This month there is just this clarified kind of understanding too. It's like a domino effect. The tower moment that has occurred, the karmic shift that has occurred, is opening you up towards greater levels of self-acceptance, and then all of a sudden everything else is drawn to it. The way you see your friends, the way you see yourself, and it's like this domino effect, and the way it goes into your career and your feelings about the future and your own work of keeping a vision stronger, keeping the dream stronger than the observation of the reality of which you were in. It helps you 1,000 and 100 times. It really like sets you up for something it sets up the future to happen. Other messages, Spirit. The future to come in, like the stuff to come in. It just sets you up. What else, dear Spirit? Very clear, and this feels like a situation that's going to happen in May. Like there's a person that has kept abandoning you in these like small ways, and I feel like you stop feeding into that. And that's that whole ending, perfect contentment, realization, and not identifying with being hurt by things that kept hurting you. You're just like, oh, this person, it could have been a fire sign, maybe a female fire sign. It's definitely something that doesn't register anymore in your mental capacity. What else, Spirit? Again, yeah, recognizing an ending. Definitely, like, there is a recognition of an ending. And again, I feel like this is a smaller cycle within a larger cycle of karma ending. And so the first one felt like dealing with a male. The second one feels more like dealing with a female. And the point of it all is that you have the Eight of Cups, that there is a fulfillment and an understanding here of what your satisfaction is about. The confusion has been cleared up. The clarity, like hardcore clarity coming in for Taurus. What else? I feel like also there's people around you too that you thought they were your friends, but really it's not that they're not your friends, it's that they don't know how to keep you in their grace. They are not graceful with your needs, which is why I say stop focusing on other people's needs in the way that you have, because you're going to run into a situation where you're running dry from not giving unto yourself. You may at this time, dear Taurus, and this is the bad news, you may at this time not have enough people around you that are super interested in your goodness, that are really, really invested in your needs, that are ready to, like, show up. And you need to get to that place of recognition. I feel like you need to get honest about that, like who's really in your corner. And when I say really in your corner, I'm talking about, are they jealous a little bit, or are they fully happy for your happiness? And at the end of the day, it might only be one or two people that you can say, yeah, this person, right? And I feel like Taurus before would have been sad about that. Like they would have been like, oh my God, I'm afraid to look at the lack of that. But now, the more you get out of confusion, the more you get out of illusion, the quicker and faster you bring in this key to perfect contentment. So in many ways, it's like this double whammy month of like coming into so much stability, because you're turning the key, you're opening these doors to your truths. So a lot of your untruths have been held in place because it was scary. It hurt to look at the real truth. And so you're not going to uncover negative stuff just so you could punish yourself and you can feel like shit. No, that's not what's going to happen. You're strong enough basically right now to understand where the magician energy really lies. And I like how the Ace of Cups is peeking out. I like how the Seven of Cups here is peeking out too. Just where you need to know what area needs transformation, and that's going to happen to you through this uncovering, blah, blah, blah. Just a second. Sorry. I had to think. Okay. A lot of you are worried and or scared of like, well, does this tower moment mean that people are going to leave me? Does this mean that if I uncover the truth, if I admit to XYZ, that people are going to walk away from me, that I will be left alone? There is a worry around what you can reveal, but what they're saying is nothing will change. Nothing will change except, right? You're just going to uncover, but nothing will change except your ability to move into the direction to apply the magician energy to the areas you need to apply in. That's all. You're also ending a period of waiting. That's coming across really strong. Like this person, no one's going to leave you. You're going to leave the parts of you that are fake. They're false idols. They're identifications with what you don't have. You need to know exactly what you do have. I can't say that enough. You need to know what you do have so you can figure out what you are still going to get, instead of like living in the false identifiers. Here we go. So relationships coming in, right? Opportunity. The universe is setting you up for receiving, for allowing your visions to be in alignment with your truth. Now, yeah, and so now they're highlighting, they're like, yeah, but they're a lot, like Taurus is experiencing some true unhappiness around relationships, like, and it's not that easy. Like there's a lot of unknowns and there's a lot of subconscious fear around what could be, right? Like it's not that easy, but listen, it's time to end the cycle of falsehood. So don't be scared, because the falsehood, you thinking that those people are your best friends, you thinking that you are being supported by this thingy, but truly you are being hindered, you feeling like you're never going to make it, but in fact your work is fucking amazing, you thinking that someone's going to come in and do XYZ, but really truly they won't. You're old now. You're old now. You got this. You are not just that, but you are being protected by the universe to create these to uncover the untruths of your life, which, listen, we all have them. So on the other side of this is satisfaction and abundance, a happiness, the perfect contentment. That's all there is on the opposite side of this. Nothing else, my dear Taurus. So the sun. The sun. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people love to write in the comments, your cards are all over the place and you're messy when you do your readings. This is how I read. I let them fall where they need to, because sometimes they fall in places to create more information on a specific card. Okay, so please leave those comments off my channel. Sorry, I just got mad. Let's keep going. Okay, here he is, the King of Cups. So, let me keep going. Do not mistake everything I just said to mean that you're going to go through some kind of hardship. You are not. This is a month filled with super deep, beautiful reconnections to your truth, which will align you with the receiving of further abundance, love, acceptance, all that stuff. Now, as it happens, my dear Taurus, okay, I have a man and a woman here, right? The 8 of Coins. Okay. Sorry. The emotional weight that you've been carrying because of the untruths is unfair to you. And the universe wants to give you a gift here of releasing and rescuing you from the emotional burden that has been taking place by turning the wheel in the direction of what is still being experienced as chaos. That's it. And I think that a lot of us feel like, oh, you know what? I don't remember the last time I felt good in this story, right? It's like, I don't know that there is such a life without this chaos. You know, there's always something wrong. There's always something to work on. And the truth is, where did you hear that from? Your parents? Like, you are, in many ways, as much of a enlightened person as your friends in many ways, right? We are the company that we keep. There is a strong look here. There's a strong finger pointing towards you, looking at your friends as a potential place of discovering whether you are still living in your truth. And I'm seeing it's funny because I feel like I'm seeing one of you sitting in your car listening to this. You must turn the wheel on your solitude because the universe wants you to come to a place where your soul also feels at home. Your soul doesn't feel at home with some of these friends or this lover or this thingy, these people that you've been with, and you're continuing to keep yourself in greater solitude by not recognizing that. The end. There are people here that are not, okay, I keep saying the same thing. There's people here that are not going to satisfy you. And the little tiny offers that you've been really craving, my dear Taurus, they're wishy-washy, and it's time for that wishy-washiness to be washed out. Big highlight here on friendships. It's very interesting. I've never had a reading like this before in a general. Potentially because it's our birthday and we're really be able to focus into who's got our back kind of thing. And before we haven't been willing to get honest with ourselves. But the reason why Spirit is bringing it up is because of the solitude, because your soul's not at home here. You know, you have to keep yourself in a cycle of pain by expecting the same shit from people who can't give it to you. Now, let's keep going. Okay, someone is sharing news with you over like a specific victory, right? It could be coming from the home environment, could be coming from your husband, wife, your parents. There is definitely, the conversations in your family are really positive. Someone is sharing like, hey, something has come to a completion, a victory has now been completed, and like the good news, it could be small, but everyone's happy. Everyone's happy. They're also saying that you may want to talk to someone in your family about things that have been difficult for you because it will give them healing as well. Yeah, exactly. Healing and romance, the door to spirit and romance and victory through potentially a family member, but just opening up to them really allows your voice to be heard. It's scary to go to a friend, be like, I feel like this and I feel like this, but they're saying go to your family member, because practicing that voice and really saying things out loud will allow you to heal and to potentially then be able to heal your romantic life as well. Like there's some kind of message coming through from someone this month that's going to change your perspective and the way you feel internally, the way you attend to your own healing. I'm really vibing this. I'm also seeing that it's like your grandmother will speak through this person. Wow. Okay. You're breaking down a huge wall for yourself this month. And this wall is something that it's going to make you feel like you're living a different life. For many of you, the key to breaking down this wall is what I described in the beginning, right? False identifications. But once this wall is broken down, which it will break this May, expect a seriously different life. I know that sounds like such a huge promise, but I really mean it. Expect to live in a way that I feel like many months from now, you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm living in my dream, or like I'm living a life I was dreaming of living, and OMG, I manifested it, right? If you guys haven't met your quote unquote soulmate, many of you will soon. But before that, they're saying they have to reveal their own foundation to themselves. They have to, everything we talked about, right? All of this is happening to like tie all the loose ends together so you can come out of a state of helplessness in regards to the stability that you feel internally, even if you are unaware of that instability. Now, the moment you hit that stability, they're saying the opportunities come in, the money comes in, the relationship comes in, receive. Sorry for the sound, right? Your level of receiving will have no bounds, and it's coming. But the way that when I say no bounds, I'm talking about, I need you to stretch your imagination on what you can receive, because your words are tying you to the instability. Everything is being tied to this instability, my friend. Everything. And I want you to play whack-a-mole. When it pops up, you whack it. But how do you do that? I'm saying you see the truth of it. And when you see the truth of it, you see the reflection of the pain. And then you look at the pain and you go, you are really not me. And this pain came from when I was another person. I release you now. I allow myself to feel a different feeling. I don't need this. I'm going to take a step over here now to manifest something else or to feel differently. Listen, however you do it with yourself, but trust me that it's leading you to the breakdown of this wall and this thing. Just be patient, okay? Be patient with yourself here, because you deserve all the credit you can get in terms of how strong and capable you have been to circumvent and overcome a lot of stuff, not just a karmic cycle. Like, I'm talking about a lot of stuff. Okay. By the full moon, which is May 7th, my birthday, there's going to be things happening around this vision, around your like intuition, that are incredible. So when May 7th rolls around, May 6th or May 8th, May 9th, right? Take a piece of paper and pen and start writing out those untruths, because they're going to be loud, very loud for you, and no need to fear. In regards to the places that you have been keeping yourself karmic and bound, right? The places where you go back to the thing that hurts, and the new beginning doesn't come through, the recognition doesn't come through for all your hard effort. You get confused about why things are unstable for you. It's all going to make sense. So really look at this full moon as a time to write it down and to put it into clarity, because it's going to serve you in ways that I don't think you believe me, and you're not supposed to, but I don't think you believe me how deeply important uncovering these untruths and how deeply helpful they will be to set you onto exactly what you deserve, queen and kings. You guys are exactly what you deserve, as something of much greater satisfaction and a deeper home for your soul, which has been yearning. And your soul is asking you to do this, and I think you're going to feel it without you hearing this message or not. Thank you guys so much. When you do the thumbs up, it allows this message to be spread throughout the online world. Thank you. Happy birthday.